Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. Continuing conversation about the Casey Anthony case. We've talked a lot about whether or not that Casey planned this. This was intentional, not an accidental murder. Another thing we want to hit on, this report from WFTV, they got to look at the video of two detectives we're talking about here. Jim Hoover is the guy taking the video, and he's taking video of a private investigator hired by the Anthonys by the name of Dominic Casey. Basically, it looks like he's rummaging around the crime scene area. Let's bring Natisha Lance in, producer for the Nancy Grace Show. Natisha, do authorities have they looked at this tape? What are they getting out of it? And from what we can see, I've seen the tape. I mean, this guy is just running roughshod over an area, and little Kaylee could be right there by his feet.
That's right, Mike. Well, it is in possession of authorities at this point, and they are looking into it. They're looking over it, and it was given to them by Jim Hoover last week. Now, what's the most interesting part is that these two private investigators are getting into a war of words of sort. Now, Jim Hoover is saying that Dominic Casey called him, told him that Kaylee Marie Anthony's body could possibly be in this area, but Dominic Casey is saying that's absolutely outrageous, it's ludicrous, it's not true. And I spoke to Dominic Casey today. He told me that he was in the general area. To his knowledge, he was about 150 feet away from where the remains were actually found. So they don't think he was actually in this specific area where the remains were found. But it does look a little questionable that he's rummaging through this area so thoroughly when he says he was just following up on an innocent tip.
Like he's using a probe to go into the ground, like he's looking for something under the ground. Yeah, you know. And what brought him to that area? That's my question.
Exactly. Let me follow up, Natisha, and from the report again from WFTV, they were able to listen to the tape. They've played it for the public without the audio. Reporter reportedly listened to the tape with the audio and reportedly heard Dominic Casey say it would be right here as he's focusing around a group of concrete stones. Did he address that at all as you talked to him?
Right. Well, Dominic Casey says that he was on the phone with his daughter, who he says has been ill. He does not say that he's speaking to anyone. He doesn't say that he was tipped off in any type of way that Kaylee's body would be in this area, but he was following up on a tip that was made by one of Casey's friends who said that this was a teenage hangout in this area, and also it was a place that Casey may have buried some of her pets in the past.
Okay. Mike Brooks is an investigator. What are you doing with that?
What I'm doing is I'm getting a subpoena for his cell phone records. Go back, take a look, who he was talking to, try to interview those people. And if I'm the FBI, if I'm the FBI and Sergeant Allen, bring him in for a polygraph. Tell just if you have nothing to hide, find out what he knows and what he doesn't know.
Okay, Mark, you want in on this?
Absolutely. Everybody thinks that somehow he was talking to maybe Jose Baez, the attorney, or maybe Casey Anthony herself was on the line,
or George
directing
Cindy
him where the body is.
Right.
That's not coming into evidence in Florida. We have an investigator privilege here. It's not coming into evidence.
But he didn't work for Baez. He worked for the Anthony family. So why would he have privilege if he's not working for an attorney?
Well, if he was working for an attorney, that's the question. I don't know who, if it's the Anthonys who are directing him, then what value is that? I mean, how is that going to prove that Casey is more culpable than anyone else? What's most compelling, though, is the digging around, how he's contaminating and compromising an otherwise preserved crime scene. He's doing everything other than rolling around in the mud. I mean, he's in there digging and slashing. That absolutely will affect this case. I know the defense's experts are going to have a field day with what he was doing out there.
Yeah, guys, we're going to have to leave it.
Who he was talking to. That's what I want to know.
Exactly. Who's on the other end of that phone call? Guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Natisha, Brian, Bruce, Mark, Mike, our starting five. We appreciate your insights and you, the viewers, as well. All right. Prince Harry and racist language? Got to stick around for that.